My name is Nobuhle Ngubane, as I've been introduced, brand manager for Sunlight Dishwashing Liquid. And I'm sure when some of you got the invitation, you thought, why inspired by nature, right? So, I say, if not nature, then what else? How do you improve such a great product that's been part of our heritage for so many years? So, we know that from the air that we breathe, the water that we drink, the food that you're enjoying right now, no matter how modern we've become as a society, nature will continue to have or provide us the basic needs that we all need for survival. And in Africa, or as Africans, we know that nature has really been the source of healing and nourishment since the beginning of time. I remember when I was growing up, whenever we had flu at home, my granny would send us to the garden to pick some aloe, which she would grind and boil and make this horrible concoction that she would force us to drink. But you know what? It got rid of the flu faster than anything that we ever had. And we hated to admit it at the time, but reflecting back, actually, there was a wisdom in that generation, despite being fairly uneducated, but there was a wisdom in them that understood the power that nature has to offer us for healing and nourishment. So I'm sure you can all relate. You've got similar stories dating back from your childhoods. And it's really for that reason that Sunlight went back to nature when we wanted to actually improve our tried and tested formulation. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the new Sunlight Extra range, which is being inspired by nature. So what we've done is we've added natural ingredients to our existing formulation, ensuring that we do not compromise with the grease removal ability that, we have become famous for as a brand. But for the nature range, we've added aloe vera and mineral salt, which means that it is now gentle on hands. And for our antibacterial variant, we've added mint and a lactic acid, and I must say it's a natural lactic acid which can also be found in your body and in some of the dairy products that we use. And what it does in our bodies is basically it actually stops the growth of bacteria and it helps our bodies fight infection. And in our antibacterial variant, it actually kills 99.9% of germs. And what it does is it spreads the germs, or it stops the spreading of germs from the sponge, which we obviously use continually in our dishwashing process, to our plates. So basically it protects our families and it helps us to deal with issues of food contamination and food allergies at home because it disinfects our sponges. So as Sunlight, it really is our privilege to offer South Africans products that really make the dishwashing chore easier and faster. And this time around, we've actually here to let you know that not only was our innovation inspired by nature, but we want you to also live a life inspired by nature. We've heard here today all the benefits that we can actually get from, changing some of our daily habits, bringing a bit more of nature into our lifestyles, so that we can actually holistically improve our wellness and health. So we would like to challenge you today to actually make those small decisions and those small changes in your life and really start living a life that is inspired by nature. So now I'm really going to hand over to my colleague Monde Ntuli, who is from our research and development department, to just show us how these products are actually meant to work. Over to you, Monde.
Thank you, Nobuhle. My name is Monde Ntuli, and I am in research and development. We are the cool kids of the products. So, it's all about nature, and we're going to go back to natural science. I don't know if any of you experienced that in school where you had to do experiments. So we're actually going to put our products to the test today. So what we're going to do is I'm going to ask us to hand out a couple of cards. I'm just going to do it in the front 1, 2, 3, 4, just because I can't move further. So we're just going to hand out a card. And on the card, you'll see there's a sponge-like surface. And the sponge-like surface is representing your sponge. And there are nice little green things on there. And those are your bacteria. Okay, you can touch it. It's all right. It's safe for you. What I'm handing out is our normal dishwashing liquid that we'd use at home. And we're so excited about that because it cleans our dishes and we're happy about that. But we forget a pivotal point. What does it do to our sponge? So, our sponge soaks up all the dirt and it creates a very friendly environment for our bacteria. Our bacteria have the best time in our sponge. So we're about to disrupt their party. So we're going to be party poopers. What I would like us to do is we're going to start off by putting the green side next to the green product. So make sure it's on the green side. All right, so we're going to start by doing that. So you're going to have to squeeze just a little bit. Yeah? If you've got some on the surface, then I'm just going to ask you to mix it around. You can even use your finger, interact with it. It's a fun time. All right, as you can see, you're working really hard, but nothing's really happening, right? So we know that our surfaces and our dishes are always cleaned with our dishwashing liquid, but our sponge seems to be left unhappy, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to actually take antibac, and now we're going to use antibac on our product. So I'm just going to ask for them to quickly come around with some antibac product. That's okay. The suspense is great. All right, so we're going to take some antibac now. I'm going to start on this side because I can see there's some clear unhappiness this side. So I'm just going to add a little droplet for you. And then I'm going to ask you, you can use the other side if you'd like, to mix it in. And if you can use your finger, please use your finger so that you get the best experience with it. All right? All right, so I'm coming. Saving the best for last. There we go. All right, so we're going to just add. All right, so as you can see, the green is disappearing. And as Nobuhle had mentioned, we have lactic acid, which is a natural antibacterial agent. And what it does is it changes the environment in your sponge. So it changes the pH. And because of that change in pH, the bacteria are very unhappy. So we found a way to naturally get rid of the things that we don't like, maintaining the efficacy of the product that we do like. So let's now move on to the degreasing power of nature. All right, so I need 4 willing parts. Actually, let's make it 3 because I'm going to do it with you. Just so any any willing participants, you're looking straight at me, so you may come up. Anybody, 3 people, please come up. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to showcase nature. And most of us know whenever you see sulfate-free, dye-free, color-free, everyone's like, oh my gosh, the efficacy of this product is not going to work because it has nothing. But what we've learned or actually harnessed is that we know the fundamental things that are required for degreasing. Right? So what we want to do is give you a gentle on hands experience while maintaining the integrity of the degreasing power that you know and love of sunlight. So what I'm going to do now is I need 1 more person. Yes, come on. All right. So we have nature product here, and we've got, if you look in here, there's an orange substance. It's just oil with some paprika, just so that you can see it clearly, right? Right? So we shouldn't move the bowl, but that's okay. We'll forgive you. And then I'll just ask you to stand on the side for me. And here, all we're going to do is we're going to take our lovely aloe leaf, because nature has a touch of aloe in it. And we're actually going to open our nature bottle. So you can just open your bottle at the top. Then you're going to dip. You can use this one. And you're just going to turn it upside down and dip it into your nature product. Have a good dip, get to know the product. All right. Don't hurt yourself. All right, so we're going to get a good dip. And one of the things that's really cool, if we can get a real close-up, if you want to come a little bit closer, it's so quick to see the degreasing power. I don't want you to miss it. So if you can move a little bit closer, let's move a little bit closer. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask each of you to take out your aloe, make sure it doesn't drip, just like a little drip. Let's see. Okay, that's perfect. And then I'm going to ask you to place it where the most oil is. So for you, that's in this spot. You can have one in the middle, and in the middle as well there, right? So I'm going to ask you to place it in 3, 2, 1. Place it directly in. All right, so as you can see, the degreasing power is still maintained with nature. So I'll do it again for you here, just so that if you've missed it, we can see. So what we did is we can see that the nature variant has actually removed the grease from the surface. So nature actually fights the grease. So it actually makes sure that you actually don't get any grease on, and it's a natural degreaser. So that's how it works. All right. I always think it's better to show you something than to tell you. And as you can see, natural science is quite engaging and fun. So I hope you've enjoyed the session, and thank you so much for your undivided attention.